Chris is our sales manager. I started calling him El Jefe last night because he's the boss, right? You know, what I've done in my life is I've surrounded myself with really, really, really talented people and try to put them in a position to do something that they do really, really well. And Chris is one of those people, right? And so, like, I just like to surround myself with really talented people and do what they tell me to do. So Chris is one of those people, right? He runs a sales. Chris, tell us what you do, man.
I am the production manager and sales manager, I guess. I'm a lot of things, and I'm a realtor also for the Oz Group. Yeah, I play a major role in all of our deals. My number one job is to get our offers accepted. I do a lot of deal doctoring, building relationships with our agents, and yeah, man, I love it.
You guys want to scooch to the left because I see.
We're moving over.
Yeah,
Cool.
right. Just
Perfect.
subtly, just keep coming to the right.
No, that's awesome. Cool, man. What do you love about your role?
The most thing, I mean, the relationships I'm building with my agents that are on our team, that is something that is very, very important to me.
Stay close to the mic.
That is something that's very important to me, the relationship that I'm building with my agents on a daily basis. These are people that I'm going to be in a lifelong relationship with 5, 10, 15 years from now, and hopefully giving them the support that maybe I didn't have early on in the business.
That's awesome, man. And then when you deliver on that, what happens to your agents? What happens in their lives?
It changes it, right? It gives them a new perspective on the business and keeps them in it. There's a lot of people in our business, in our industry, that probably could have made it longer had they had the support that they needed, right? There's a lot of agents that never got to see their peak. I was one of them. I could have easily been one if I wasn't so obsessed with it and committed to it and be willing to fail at it over and over again and find a way to make it work. I would have been out of the business too, right? It's very easy to find yourself out this door if you're not fully committed and you don't know everything that's going into it. A lot of, maybe the younger agents, they don't understand what it is to build a business over time. And it's extremely difficult. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of passion. Yeah, man, just sticking with it.
You just said something. And I don't want to take your. You said they don't know what it's like to build a business over time. Is that what you said? Or
correct. It's just not something that's taught to everybody, right? A lot of people, you could go sell cars and make $100,000 next year. How's that going to look like in 10 years, though?
Yeah.
Are you going to enjoy doing that? Are you going to wake up with passion every day? Then there's, is this something you're fully committed to? We had an agent last week that had a closing, and he called me, and he's like, man, I just stayed after the walkthrough, and I just cried.
Wow, really?
Walkthrough. And that's somebody that's going to be with us for a long time, and he's going to be in the business for a very long time. And being able to have that type of influence and see that firsthand, it makes it really easy to wake up every day and, do the job.
You weren't like, go get another one?
Probably did.
Were you like, stop crying, go get another one?
Yeah, hit the fucking phones,
Dude, that's awesome, man. So as a leader, I see you as a leader, man, and it sounds to me like leaders, dude, there's all this talk about caring about other people and
cool story, right?
Yeah, dude, it's like
sounds real good.
Like when when you walk into a company and there's like core values like on the walls, but nobody's like really like delivering on those core values, right?
Yeah.
Like you're a person who I see like, dude, what you just said was awesome. You just said that, like, dude, when I talked to you, we got to have dinner last night, right?
Yep.
And I got to spend time with you, right?
Yep.
And I just made a joke with Ethan and Ashley. I just met with them this morning, and I was like, dude, I don't ever talk to you guys, man. Like, we don't ever really get to talk very much,
Yep.
right? And it's, shit, man, like, family and work, all these things. But, like, I think that's a huge issue in our lives. We don't make time for each other, right? But you really dive in with these agents, and there's these really special moments that really, really matter. And you don't let that shit pass by. Like, you see it, you notice it, and you like embrace it and feel it, man. That's really cool. Like, you share with me you don't share with me the like, oh, we got a deal done, we got this deal. You're like, hey, this person cried because they did their first deal and they after the walkthrough, or that's what comes out of your mouth, man. And I think that's one of the qualities of a really great leader.
Yeah. Like that relationship is super important to me. We go back to talking about like core values of companies and people saying they care about, my experience in the industry is, once you're not in business with people, oftentimes that's the last time you really talk to those people. Everybody cares about you in this business until we're not financially aligned anymore.
Yes.
I aspire to be completely different than that. I want to be very much different than that. And like I said earlier, the relationships I'm going to build with these agents are going to last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And, you know, some of our younger agents, you know, all of them, not just the younger ones, they're going to look back and say, hey, man, that guy was fully committed to me. That guy really helped me out.
Wow.
And I did have people like that. I don't, you know, I had plenty of people. I have a list of people that were like that with me also. But you see a lot of this in our business, that once you're not financially aligned, that relationship that you guys have built kind of goes away. And that's something I didn't like. And I aspire to change that in our industry. I want to be a part of that change, and whatever I can do to contribute to these agents, even when we're not, any agent that I have ever worked with, whether it be with our team, my previous situations, any agent I ever worked with knows that they can call me and I will pick up the phone, and I'm here for life for them.
That's real, man. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm in your car and you're ripping calls left and right.
Yeah.
And also, man, I know your story, and I know that there is a breadcrumb trail of people who have helped you, right? And I think that's a big part of your why too, is just paying it forward, right? Like, in treating people the way that you were treated. So you see people, you were treated a certain way where people helped you, and there was a certain way where, like, maybe you weren't. And so, like, you know how to treat people and how to really make an impact in someone's life.
Yeah. I think so. I hope to.
Yeah.
I hope
you do.
Yeah, I hope the agents see that as
That's
well.
what I
and
see.
I think a lot of them do. But yeah, man, it's one of the most important things in my life.
Fuck, man, I love that, dude. How does it feel when your agent? So I believe that leadership is succeeding through other people.
Yes.
Like, leadership is a word everyone like, but like, that's fucking hard, man. Like, that's not easy to do, right? Because you're in it, man. Like, you're not like giving them dude, your role, you're not like giving them the keys to the car and being like, wait, like, you leave the rental car place and they're like, later. Like, you're getting in the car with them and you're going for that ride.
And if we crash, we crash.
Yeah, you're in it, man.
Yeah.
So, like, the wins, you get to celebrate the wins, but you also have to face all of the losses, right?
Yep.
And so, what does it look like for you, or how does it make you feel when you do succeed? How does it make you feel when your agents succeed, not you?
Yeah, it's something that I have, you know, it's the reason I'm in leadership, right? Is I've got to the point in my career that there's no transaction that I could do, there's no deal I can close myself and have the same type of feeling as when one of the agent, you know, Steve Lumberg did 3 deals this quarter. Adrian just became a full-time agent last year, did 2.2. Ashley, who was just here, did $3.5 million in the first. There's nothing that I can ever do to give me the same feeling that I have when they succeed. That fires me up. That shit wakes me up in the morning. Me selling a bunch of houses, it's just, you know, nothing I haven't done before, you know, 100, 200, 500, whatever amount of times it is. You know, I've done this so much that it doesn't give me the same feeling as to seeing a newer agent, watching them succeed, seeing that same excitement that they have that I used to have. You know, I see myself in a lot of them, right? And I know that feeling, and seeing it in others and being able to play an influential role in that. I mean, that's that shit that wakes me up every day, man. That shit is the greatest feeling in the world, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You well, dude, if you really want to help people, which everyone says they want to do, right? Like, for you, if you go out and sell 10 houses this year, 20 houses this year, that's cool. But you're going to go out and sell 150 with your team, right? And so you can just help more people.
Yeah, you can, exactly.
Right? Like,
exactly.
you can just, you can't make 20 Chris Styleses, but you kind of can, man, right?
Yeah, man, and exactly. It's like I can go sell, 20 with 5 houses by myself, and I can do that. Or we can do it together as a team, and we can do a lot more. We can help a lot more people. We could help a lot more agents. We could help a lot more consumers, And then the people we employ, too. We have a back-end staff, too, and it's helping them. So we're able, through our model, to help so many people, and that's the reason I'm in this, man.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington had a great quote, don't aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference. And I have lived my life like that for the last 6-7 years, where it's not, I want to make a difference in other people's lives, and we're able to do so much more with our model.
That's awesome, man. What are the most significant challenges that agents face in today's market, and how do you coach to those challenges?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Most significant. Currently, I would say, getting offers accepted. Selling real estate, as I tell you often, selling real estate is hard. It's a hard thing to do.
You tell me that daily.
I tell you every day. And I tell the agents that every day, right? This is a hard thing to do, and if you're not going to be fully committed to it, it might be best to, start looking in other places because this is hard.
Yeah.
There used to be a day and time we used to walk into a house, right? Show the house. The buyer likes it. We call the listing agent. We negotiate a deal. We get it done. They move on. It's not like that anymore. It takes sometimes 4 or 5 deals, 4 or 5 offers to get lost before they find the house, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we have the first one that gets accepted, the second one. But getting those offers accepted these days, it's extremely difficult. I think it takes a lot of skill. I think the relationship you build with the listing agent is the most important part, other than the obvious. Everybody knows. We all know, right? You have to have the price. Anything else doesn't matter if the numbers aren't there. But if the numbers are there and you're close enough, the relationship you build with the listing agent becomes extremely important. And then all the terms and conditions that go along with it. When you're working with vendors that, appraisals, working with the right mortgage rep who can explain that to the buyers, how an appraisal gap would go, and make a smooth process with attorneys, with inspections, and being able to present that to the listing agent where the listing agent feels confident in you as the agent, right? And you're displaying confidence. You're showing solutions to problems before they even happen, right? Hey, we acknowledge that the roof is 26 years old. We're not going to ask for any credit repairs. My buyer's going into this knowing that they're going to need to replace the roof.
Wow.
Right? Being able to communicate to the listing agent that you've prepared your client properly, that's the difference between winning and losing a lot of time. We all know the price needs to be there, right? That's without being said. But what else can you add to that offer, and how do you present that confidently? And how do you get into a relationship with the listing agent to understand what the seller wants, right? What's most important to that seller? How can we accommodate them? And I see a lot of deals that we get done that
Tell me
all about presentation.
Tell me about. So last night I was in the car with you. Dude, we had a sick porterhouse for 2, right?
Great stuff.
I don't think I'm going to even eat today. You took a call from John, and he had an offer accepted. And do you remember what's the first thing that came out of your mouth?
We weren't the highest number.
You said we weren't the highest number.
Yeah, we knew we weren't the highest number, so we had to present.
And then you said to John, you're like, we weren't the highest number on that one. You knew that. By the way, that's what a good sales manager does. Dude, Chris knows he knows his agents. He knows every client, like the agents that fill you in, right? So, yeah. And then the next thing that you said was like, it was all about the presentation. How do you get it done? So if you're not, dude, so for someone that's listening right now, an agent that's having trouble getting offers accepted, you're coaching your agents that the presentation is so important that you're having offers accepted even when you're not the highest number. Is that correct?
100%.
How do you do that?
100%.
That sounds impossible.
Well, here's a shocking one, right?
Okay.
You can pick up the phone, and then you could call the listing agent. That's a great one. We had a highest and best on one of my listings, and I think like 2 people called me. I think like 35, 40 people showed the house over the weekend. 2 people called me. Pick up the phone and call the listing agent. So understand their style. Understand what they're looking for. They have a style that they're presenting their seller, the things that are most important. What is most important to the seller? What's most important to the agent? Does the agent have confidence that you're going to get the deal to the closing table?
Yes.
This sounds all good on paper,
Yeah.
but can you present that in a way that they're confident with you?
100%.
So picking up the phone and talking to the listing agent would be a great start. It sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many people just don't do that. It's absurd.
So communication and relationships are important.
It's the most important part about our whole business, right?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, we have a Slack channel, right? Do you know this agent? And we have that because I might have done a deal with that agent. I might know that agent very well. One of the agents on our team, you might know them very well.
Right.
It's an opportunity to pick up the phone and say, hey, this is my client. We get things done. We move quick on appraisals, inspections. I've booked the home inspection before the offer was even accepted sometimes.
Yes.
because it's displaying confidence that we're going to move very quickly on all of this. We have our lender reach out, let them know we're going to order appraisal within 24 to 48 hours out of the conclusion of attorney review. So they're not just hearing it from me or from the agent, they're hearing it from the mortgage rep directly. And then we get our deals in and out of attorney review very quickly. And it's the reputation you build too. You have to do it, because if you tell the agent on the other side you're going to get it done a certain way, then you don't perform. That kind of doesn't work. So you need to be able to perform. You need to surround yourself with people, with other professionals that are going to be able to perform and do things at the highest level.
100%. So you're saying like your support staff also is a huge part of having offers accepted?
100%. 100%.
What's the number one missed opportunity in this business that you see agents miss out on?
That is a good one. What is the number one opportunity that agents are missing out on right now? I mean, with the inventory, there's not much to go around, right? So I think agents are missing the opportunity and taking the fact that there's, less business getting done, and it's kind of setting them back in terms of like mindset. Continuing the process, man. Whatever happened in the good old days of just getting on the phone, blocking time, 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, 4 days a week even, just to continue your process, right? And to not let market conditions dictate how you're going to approach the market. Being consistent and, not letting, some agents haven't got a deal done in a month or two. They're not working with clients, and not letting those circumstances set your work ethic back in the way that you're approaching everything.
Yeah, don't let the market happen to you, right? Like
that's a great way to say it. Don't let the market happen to you.
Yeah, so like there was a saying where when I was doing deals during like short sale time, like everyone was like, I got my real estate license in 2008, man, and like I was like psyched, and I was getting like I was like joining the party.
Yep.
Like I was walking into the party as like people were like cleaning up. Like I feel like everyone was like leaving the party. The band was like packing up, the lights were being turned on, and I just adapted to shorts. Like I was like, I got to write this deal. And it's going to take 6 to 9 months for it to get accepted. Cool. I'll just do a bunch of these, right? And so there was a mortgage lender that came up to me. I was like, this is Joe. He introduced me like, this is Joe Haas. He does not participate in a down market, and I think that's a cool way to look at it.
Yep.
But what you're saying is the stuff that works is still the stuff that works. You're saying prospecting and just staying. It's kind of mind-boggling. But so like you said, what happened in the days of like getting on the phones, 2 hours of prospecting. You came from a massive prospecting environment, right?
Yes. Yep.
And I don't know, do you think it's that I did that, but I did that as like a lone wolf.
Yeah.
I just learned about it
really hard, right?
and did it. And like, yeah, it's Gil, our partner, calls me a unicorn. He's like, dude, no one's going to do that. You're insane. No one's going to do that. You're insane, especially doing it by yourself. But like, I never thought that might have been where you came from. So that was kind of the norm, but I just don't think that that's the norm for a lot of agents. I don't think
it's not the norm. It's not.
Yeah.
So it's not nobody's going to do that. Not everybody is going to do it, but it's not that nobody is going to do it.
I think it's an unfair advantage. Like you can go and just eat everybody's lunch if you just pick up the phone. Yeah. It's just, someone said to me once, they're like, Joe Oz, do you know why, this was a coach, says, do you know why you're so good at what you do? I'm like, that's such an open. I'm like, I don't know what, and he's like, I guessed a couple wrong answers. And he said, you have more conversations with more people.
Yeah, you do it.
That's it. Like you just talk to more people.
What do you do different? You do it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I think you're right, man. I think that's a missed opportunity. And I think we could talk about that like forever, right?
Yeah.
What when does it make sense to join a team versus work as a single agent in real estate?
So I mean, I don't want to speak in absolutes. So right, it's not every single new agent should join a team, but majority should. I think it's a quick path to success. I think it speeds up the growing process. So I think newer agents are, they have it a lot different than when I first started. The opportunity just to join a team, to generate leads, to go, get opportunities. Some of our agents they're on more appointments in the first 6 months in the business than I was in the first 3 to 4 years.
Right.
You're able to expedite that process, and what comes with it is the experience. So I think that is invaluable for a new agent. In terms of an experienced agent, with our model at EXP, I think that it makes a lot of sense as a solo agent, right? But then there's also the team option where if you're not doing 15, 20 million business, you're a $5-6 million producing agent, to have additional support staff, good leverage, right? Bad leverage, it's worse than no leverage. But if you have good leverage on your back end, with a staff on the back end, you have an ISA, you have coaching, you have accountability, you have camaraderie, teamwork, and if that's valuable to you, I think that it's a great opportunity even for experienced agents. We have plenty of experienced agents that have joined our team. Kunal did $9 million worth of production last year, and he's on our team.
Yeah.
Right. We have a lot of value. I think we offer a lot of value to experienced agents in addition to like new agents. So I think that there's plenty of agents that could fit into the team model. If you have the support that comes along with it, that's worth a lot, right? Our content creating staff, that's worth a lot for agents. And it creates more time to do what we should be doing, and which is selling houses.
Yes, correct.
So I think that's where, if that stuff makes sense for you, and then to just limit your overhead, right? Talked to an agent yesterday that they want to join a team because, the overhead that comes along with being a solo agent and producing all your business.
That's what Ethan said earlier.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I dropped $2,000 a month just by joining the team of expenses.
100%. So, reducing your expenses increases your profit, your income.
100%. Yeah. Are we at time, Chris?
We are at 11:01. Got like 4 minutes.
Okay.
4 minutes.
Okay, cool. All right. That's awesome. Thanks for the extra 4 minutes. Dude, I realize we're going to do this more often. We're going to block out like an hour and a half. Like, so I never did this before. So we were like, so dude, we were initially going to bring in, this is my producer, Chris, by the way.
Hi, Chris. I'm the production manager, Chris.
It's a pleasure.
So,
Chris squared.
dude, oh my God, it's so funny. So initially we booked like 4 people it was 2 hours. We booked like 4 people.
Advantageous.
Yeah, one person like canceled, and then Lauren was like, should we book another person? I was like, no, let's just keep it because things are going to run over and whatever. And then Ashley, I guess, didn't come in because she heard Ethan and I. So Ethan and I did like an hour.
Oh, wow.
And then the good stuff started to come out of me and Ethan like 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like that's how podcasts work, I think, right? Like you
bullshit for the first 20 to 30 minutes, and
then you start talking like we're at the bar or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're just like chilling, like coffee. Chris, what do you want to ask me?
What do I want to ask you? How are you able to build a business from the other side of the country?
That's a good question. So I think, dude, I said it before, man. You just got to find really talented people and surround yourself with them.
Yeah.
And like I recognize what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, and what I like to do and what I don't like to do. I try to concentrate on the things that I do like to do. Usually the things that I'm good at, I do like to do. The things that I'm bad at, I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right? Makes sense. And then what I like to do is I just surround myself with those people. And it starts with, you set a goal, and then someone has to achieve that goal, right? And so I was talking to someone last night about their business. And they're like, well, I don't want to hire, I can't run this anymore. I can't do this. It's a big business. And the person's like, I don't want to run it anymore, and I can't run it anymore. I'm like, well, you need to hire someone. Like, you just have to hire. He's like, well, I don't like doing that. Like, he was like thinking about like he's talking about how he doesn't want to run his business. It's like, it's a profitable bit, like a really great business outside real estate, but really great business. I'm like, dude, you just have to start hiring people. Hiring people is really, really hard. Like, to fill your role took me 2 years.
Yep.
Right? And you just got to find that person. It's almost like dating, man. Like, people think like, God, I have so many opinions on this. Like, you didn't marry the first person you dated, right? Like, we go out and we see people and we date, we find out who our person is. And it's the same thing with building a business. And so anything that like I've done well or looks like I've done well, there's like a trail of failure behind it.
Yep.
And like failing forward and trying. And you just got to find really great people. You have to empower them. You have to pay them top of market. You got to pay them well. Like,
Yeah, you do.
dude, people are like, dude, I can't tell you how many times like I share how much we pay our people, and they're like, "Oh, dude, you can get away with paying way less." And I'm like, "No, you can't. No, you can't, dude." I'm like, I want to pay more. Like, I want the people around me making more money than me, right? Like, that's what I really want. And I
got this recorded, right, Chris?
but It's true, man. Like if people are happy and they're supported and they're doing the thing and we're all in alignment. But yeah, just surrounding yourself with really great people. And it's a lot of sacrifice. Like when I went from the height of me selling houses, right? Which was like I was doing 30, 35 million as like a mega agent, which means I had 2 buyer agents and an admin. I was extremely profitable. And so to go from that to building a business was a lot of sacrifice. I lost a lot of money. Like I invested a lot of money but it was just starting a business. And I think it starts with like hiring like an admin. A lot of people will be like, a lot of people don't hire because they think they can't afford to hire someone. But if you want your business to grow, you can't afford not to hire that person, you know?
Sure. I think what you mentioned there was failure.
Correct.
Right? That is my thing. Like failure, man. There's a great quote, right? I learned more from rock bottom than mountaintops ever did.
Yeah.
Right. I learned more from I had a long conversation with Adrian last week about this. Just, failure, you don't feel it in the moment, right? But these are the best teachers. These are the things that you're going to look back on and say, anytime I've went low, right, I've came back so much better. Mm-hmm. And you don't see it at the time. You don't feel it at the time. But these are the things that, like, that failure is molding you. Mm-hmm. And I tell our agents all the time, I can teach you a little bit about winning. I could teach you so much more about losing, though.
Yeah, I love that.
And I shied away from failure for a very long time. But as you mature and you grow older and you see different success, you realize those failures are what led you down your path, whether it be, business mistakes, broken relationships, friendships, just life circumstances. Those failures are what have propelled you forward, and just understanding it's inevitable.
Yeah.
And
you're going to be okay.
Yeah, man. Like there's nothing, it hasn't killed me yet, man.
Right.
And I told one of our agents a few months ago, it's just like, you love winning, but you're scared to lose.
Whoa. That's heavy.
Yeah, that's dark. But yeah, man, you like winning, but you don't want to lose. And you have to be willing to lose.
You got to be all in.
You have to be willing. We talk about 10% conversion rate, What about the other 90? We failed a lot to get there. Yeah, we get a lot of offers accepted. Ask how many we don't.
Yeah.
And it's failures, man. But
they don't see that. You see that.
Yeah.
We write 15 offers and get 4 accepted or whatever.
Too. Yeah, it's not that it's like I go numb to it or something like that. That shit sucks.
Yeah.
But the key leading indicator of getting offers accepted is writing a lot of them. We are going to lose.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
We are going to lose. And embracing that and understanding it and knowing it, man.
What did you say? You like to win, but you won't. What was this quote?
You like winning, but you're scared to lose.
Damn, that's good. That's the cascading message. All right, cool.
Yep.
I want to say thank you to my producer, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.